All right, all this is saying is, did you press in the bottom right-hand corner with either of the left or the right mouse button? If you did, then zoom in is toggled. If not, zoom in is not toggled. That's literally all that's saying. And then we can say the same thing for the bottom left corner. So the bottom left corner, the X coordinate starts on 0. And the Y coordinate is still on 56. And it goes an 8x8 box, so it should be that. So that's saying bottom left or bottom right. So zoom out toggled would be like that and like that. So that's it. Now we know whether you press the button or not. I know we can simplify it, dude. I get that. I'm just copy and pasting code. I can trim all this back. I'm just trying to get people to get what's going on. Yeah, you can literally change. You can basically just remove this and put it here and say that equals that expression. But right now, git push. Right now, it does. It's very easy to understand, right? So the question is, what happens if you did press that button? What do we need to do now? Well, we need to change the value of this, don't we? We need to change the value of that. Scripts are boring. Yeah, but they're great when they work. This doesn't look right. That line there. The syntax on that doesn't look right, does it? How does that work, Wyland? Screen.draw rectf and then no and then nothing text equals off. How does that work? Has this thing got math.clamp in it? So originally we had an up-down counter with a clamp of 0.25. So it started on 2 and went up and down in 0.25s. There's no math clamp built in.
Well, you spawn back on the boat then.
Really? Function. Zoom in. And many ways to wait one. Lol.
Oh, well, that's actually working remote control from the boat. Wow.
So if you want to zoom in, we need to take the current zoom.
So, Pups, can you just watch the connector? I'm going to winch the cable in.
Yeah, that'd be slightly different, cool, because it's not synced for me. The connectors ain't even together.
Oh, okay.
So you can basically say that. You say the current zoom equals the current zoom plus the zoom increment. So we add 0.25 to it. And the only thing we want to do is max that out. We just say math.max current zoom, comma 50. Which clamps the maximum value to 50. And then with this one, we want to do minus. So we zoom back out again. 0.25. There you go. So, make sure the display runs at 60 FPS. You need a quick hand to press the button on a single frame. So we're basically saying don't go below 0.25 and don't go above 50. So we're just clamping the value. So this bit here, we don't really need to set that, but we'll do it anyway. And then we'll basically just run the function like that. So if you press the plus key, it calls zoom in, sets that flag. If you press the zoom out key, it calls zoom out, presses that flag. That's all it's going to do, which is going to change the zoom value so that when it draws, it'll then draw a different zoom thingy. So then in the onDraw function, which is here at the moment, this bit doesn't have the plus and minus on the screen. It only has draw map. So what you'd want to do is draw the actual map, and then on top of that, you might want to say draw controls, whatever. So then down here, we might say function, draw controls, and then decide, and just literally draw the plus and minus thing, which we got from here. We'll just tidy it up a bit. I hate the way it doesn't. These are just helper functions it's created. Like it's created set C here, which is set color. It's just a shorthand trick so that it goes, oh, if you didn't pass an alpha, I'll make it for you. So instead of doing like up here where I've got set color, this, if you wanted to use the set for the helper function, you could do 255G 255 like that. Whatever G is. I don't know where G came from, to be honest. You're not a big fan of this game, John? No problem, mate. I don't think that's supposed to be G. Supposed to be 0. So instead of having to call that, you can just call set C, which is a helper function down here that does it for you. So in draw controls, we would want to do this. So this is what it gave us. We just need to edit this because this is a bit. So what color do we want? Well, whatever color it gave us, I guess. But we want the numbers that we used here now. So we want to start drawing a rectangle.
Where are you, Pups?
At Harrison, just in the workbench.
Okay.
Is draw rect F, is that a width and a height?
Somewhere for the sync to stop.
I don't know what the parameters are to draw rect F. Or circle, width and height, yeah, okay. Gonna need a copy of Sublime. I have to get my Eclipse out now. So this started on 50. So our rectangle was 56 in a corner, and then it went 8 and 8 like that. Cool.
Yes.
So I think this is trying to draw.
No, you're not in the voice room.
Rainbow Sparkle pre-birthday walnut cake. Thank you very much. I've been given pre-birthday walnut cake. Oh dear. So instead of it being 8 wide 56, we want it to be like 59. That's going to be too wide. It's going to be 64. And that's going to be 8 high, something like that, probably. You still don't have cake from Mrs. Squirrel, Dave. Oh, that was drawn the rectangle box. Oh, ignore that. We'll draw on the same color as this. So that's going to draw the vertical line of the plus. And then we shall draw the horizontal line. Actually, that needs to go from... Squirrel should put this on a GitHub page. Lol. $59, $56. I'm trying to do the mental maths in my head. $59, $56, $56, $59, 8 and 2. I think that's right. That will actually draw a plus. I don't think I need this. I think that will draw. It'll do that, I think. If I've got it right, I think that's what it'll do. And then on the left-hand side, we just need a similar thing. We just need another rectangle over there, which is going to be one of these. Horizontal line this time. That's going to go from 0. It's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be that, I think. So on tick, don't care about that. On draw, we don't need all that. Get rid of that. Right, so we need a touch screen, needs the composite input. So when you touch things on the screen, it's going to feed it into the microcontroller now. Time to get impressed, Whiteland. I'm sure you're sitting there going, this won't work. We'll see. Okay. That's not a bad effort. For some random mental maths. Right, how do we actually touch the screen now? Press E. Well, it looks like the touchscreen isn't working if I understand this right. So you just press E. That won't work anymore. You didn't change the start channel to 7. Let's have a look. I forgot we'd done all the messing about with the channels, to be honest. What, this stuff? Not in Lua. Oh, I see what you mean. Yep. Yeah, because what's happening is you've now got 6 channels of data coming in, so you need to start yours at 7. Okay, well that's different. See, that zoom in value looks completely wrong. Am I at Draymore? I'm at Draymore. So the map should be like that. Well, it isn't Draymore. It's in the right place, actually. It's just not zoomed in correctly. I need to draw the current zoom on the screen. I need to get some feedback. Actually, that counter's coming in on channel.
I'll be
I
right back.
think I'm not actually drawing based on the zoom level. There. I was drawing the map based on the old zoom and not the new zoom. I can't use the new components info display. I don't know. What's that spec silent, Sean? Like a glove. Look at that. The only problem is the plus is minus and the minus is plus, which is interesting. I can soon fix that. It works though. So all we need to do is when the plus key is called zoom in, and zoom in should zoom in basically decreases the number, not increments the number. Now, the actual thing that we're drawing is slightly in the wrong place. So we'll just move that over a touch. Which are these rectangles here. And this rectangle here. That doesn't need to be terribly accurate, but this, it's like the panel has this decoration around it, so it kind of obliterates it a little bit. So we just need to move everything over a touch. Some more mental math. So if we want to bring this in, say, 3 pixels and up 3 pixels, you want to knock 3 off the X, and knock 3 off the Y. Like that. Then, strictly speaking, you should do it here as well. Actually, this is... That should be 3 pixels in, shouldn't it? Close the brain. This is pretty simple stuff, to be honest. 53, 53, 8 by 8. 53, 53, 8 by 8. 3, 53, 8 by 8. That should do it. Well, Dave, you'd be amazed how smart monkeys can be compared to humans. There you go. Beep. Like a glove. I don't have a zooming map display. Now, the only thing is, it would be great if that there didn't just draw across. If it actually drew, like, I don't know, like an arrow, maybe, or something, or like a triangle. So it pointed in the direction that you were facing. Be even better if it had a line projecting out of it, showing that your current track. That'd be great. Actually, you know what we could do? We could use the alpha transparency bit. Because there's an alpha channel on the color. We'll leave the button stuff for now. But when we're drawing the controls here, if you specify an alpha channel.
I'm back.
So say we make it, I don't know. Say 192. That will make it a bit more transparent. Let's do some maths as Wyland. Wyland wants to do maths now. Nothing like it, Wyland. Saturday night maths. Yeah, if we give it a rubbish sat-nav voice now, that'll be perfect. At the end of the rotary, turn right. Blue screen of death. I broke it. Okay, unexpected 192, line 61. Oh, that's why. I think it's a full stop there instead of a comma. No errors. There we go. General protection has occurred. It is transparent. I think we'll make it a little bit more transparent. So maybe like 128. Does it have? It has GPS X and Y, but we don't currently have a feed. We don't currently have a feed from the compass. We have the current position, but we don't have the actual heading. I'd have to make this bigger to make it work. You can remove the red booleans. That's true. That's a good call, actually. We don't need these, do we? So we can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. Drag that down. Have a number coming in from the compass sensor. We can now get rid of that, that, that. And that doesn't need to be. So the third value here can now be the compass sensor, which means channel 9 is not the zoom anymore. It is the compass sensor value. All right. What do you mean, watch your logic links? Now, I'm going to go nick a bit of code for my... Actually, no. Let's think. The compass sensor. That's that looks too tall. You moved the logic points and it broke stuff. That's a good call, yeah. It's a good call. Let's see what it's done. So the compass sensor is now getting a feed from the GPS. Yeah, great stuff. Thanks, game. So the Y coordinate goes to there. The X coordinate goes
I
to...
can confirm they still haven't fixed the oil in the Arctic.
I am shocked.
Welcome back, Nutter.
Compass sensor comes into here. Let's get the compass values. The video is probably broken as well. Thank you, game. So the video goes here, and the composite comes back into here. It completely mashed that. If you drag those nodes around, it completely breaks everything.
Welcome to the Nut House.
That's what I was going to do. So if you look at the compass component, digital compass outputs a number that represents a turn that must be made for it to face north. The sensor has a display to visualize the direction of north. Yeah, it's complete rubbish, the way it works. Luckily, on my aircraft HUD, I wrote some logic. Yeah, convert compass. So we're going to nick that. The only problem with microcontrollers at the moment is you can't use like library code. Yes, white in the compass again. You can't use library code, so you have to keep copy and pasting stuff around. But effectively, this is my compass conversion function. So it takes the sensor in, and it basically returns to you 0 to 360 degrees is what it does. So we will take that, and we will convert it here. And call it compass magnetic. Now the problem is, in the game, all the trigonometry functions work on radians. This is now going to be in degrees.
I'm up in the Arctic. Are we buying that airbase?
Trying to make sure I don't overwrite something. Which one?
The big one. The one that's like 200k.
What, the Tajin airstrip?
Yeah.
I mean, a provisional yes here is that, do we have enough money to make money?
Yes, we're still selling jet fuel. Last I heard, there was still 23,000 litres of jet fuel being sold.
We could just wait until we've got a bit of cash so we can spawn vehicles, but I'm happy to buy it.
I was just wondering, I'm up in the Arctic, I was seeing if they fix the crude oil, but they haven't.
No. So the only reason to be up there would be to do missions, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, by the time you've run over there, we'll probably have enough money.
I ain't running, I got my little pump truck.
Is there a maths function to convert degrees to radians? 'Cause that's what we're going to need. Math.rad. Is it in here by any chance? Degrees times pi of 180.
Yeah, it's saying 1 equals 0.0174533.
So I could take this and then like that. Presuming there's a math.pi. What we could do for now is just output them to the screen, just to have a look at the values. So screen.draw text, XY text, simple. I presume you can do that. Math might be lowercase. Is it case sensitive? I can't remember, Lua. So we'll put that in the screen somewhere like 10, 10, doesn't really matter for now. And then we'll take degree radians. It is case sensitive. And text is like 5 high, so we'll put it at 17. See what that does. We'll know if it's working correctly because the helicopter has a degree heading on it, so it should tie up with that. Did you have to do stuff like this back in your IT? Dude, I've done all kinds of stuff, coding-wise. Oh, man. You see, it should say heading 132 when we get it working. I have done lots of stuff, coding-wise. No errors detected. I reckon it doesn't like this, you know. How do you concatenate strings in Lua? Do you just do that? Tell you what, let's just get rid of that. It's dot and not plus. Oh, I see. Like that? Thank you, dude. All right, let's try that. This is where my lack of Lua knowledge is coming in.
Yeah, I think you need to convert the pi to a lower p, Paul.
Okay, that's going to be not working then.
Well, that's supposedly, there's been about 30 people in chat say you need to be a small p.
Yeah, the annoying thing is the syntax check's okay. Like the syntax checker is really, really basic. It doesn't check library calls at all. It doesn't check if you're calling functions that don't exist. It just kind of goes, yes, that's Lua syntactically okay. 131.96, 132, bingo bango. So radians 2.3. 1.67 is 90 degrees. So 2.3. That's about right. That's good.
Is it like a mini satisfying victory every time you do something and it actually works?
It's kind of fun being able to do stuff like this in a game. Like, it really is.
And like to get something functional out of it, yeah?
It's really limited, but it's really fun. I mean, like the fact that you can create avionics and code them yourself, it's pretty fun. Right, who's up for some sine and cosine? Now down here, there's a function called rotate point, which will take an XY coordinate, an angle, and I think that's the origin. So I think you can pass. Yeah, looking at the code here, what it does is it translates the origin, then rotates, then translates back, which is how you would do it. So you can pass nothing in here if you want to, and just pass that in if you want to rotate a point. In actual fact, the origin in our case should be the center of the screen. So that when you rotate around the center of the screen. Otherwise, what you'll do is you rotate around the top left of the screen, and everything would rotate around that. But you actually want to take a triangle and rotate it around the center of the screen. Well, I'll have to refuel to do a quick test flight, so we'll do that in a sec. Can you change the color as it's not clear to read in purple? I thought it was okay, 40. I mean, that's standard magenta line stuff in avionics. That's why I went for that color. You can't read the text, but you're not going to see text anyway. Now, we already know the width of the screen. Well, we know it because it's a fixed value in our particular screen. But if you wanted to be exact, you could get it out of the, if you remember, the width of the screen was actually here, monitor resolution, channel 1. So in theory, we could grab the number from here somewhere and say, monitor H, monitor W, like that. It gives you the resolution X, resolution Y. Any chance you want to do my MATLAB coursework for my aerospace engineering degree? Dude, I've done my first share of degree stuff. That's all your work now. Your middle is W over 2 minus 1, basically, when you're drawing something. Exactly, which is why I'm grabbing that number. So our center point will be that. That's where our monitor center point is. Now, rather than keep calculating that, you could, if you wanted to, basically put it up here, I guess. Put it whatever you want. You could say monitor center X equals, and do it that way. Monitor W is your monitor press and not the monitor width. Monitor resolution X, monitor resolution Y, isn't it, Whiteland? I think you're thinking of input XY. So channel 1 should contain the width of the monitor, and channel 2 should contain the height of the monitor. Unless I've misunderstood that statement, Whiteland. Or can you get it from the screen function? Screen dot. Oh, here we go. We'll use this instead. We'll get it from there. Ignore that. Screen got get width divided by 2. That seem okay? Yeah, I used it down there, didn't I?
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
See, I wish there was a function call apart from on tick. I wish there was like an on init or something that would only get called once. Because this stuff here never changes. Like this function's getting called 60 times a second. But you don't need to be doing this 60 times a second. You do this once. Redcom, thank you for 2 years. Happy anniversary, mate. Thank you. So that will give us 32 by 32 in our screen. That's what that will give us. So that will feed into this down here now. So PXPY will be what we want to rotate about. I don't know of any on start function. The only note function calls I know about are on draw and on tick, as it says here. It doesn't mention any setup functions. They should definitely have it though. It should call the on setup when like the vehicle spawns or something. Duke of Luke, thank you for 17 months. What's this button? Can you put it above with the global variables? Yeah, that's what I've put it. So let's say we want to draw a triangle and just think of it starting at the origin. A basic triangle would be, I think there's actually a triangle function. There you go. Draw filled triangle. So we want that function there to draw a little triangular thing instead of what we're doing at the moment, which is that. You mean in the global section? Oh, I see. I don't know, Captain Flint. I don't know if that works. Mr. Refrec, Mr. Janky, good to be back. How's the hacking of HSBC bank accounts going? Yeah, we're just scripting an attack right now. Drawing triangles on the screen, you know. So X1, Y1, X2, Y2, we want 3 dots in a triangle, essentially. But before we draw them, we want to rotate them. So simplistically, we might, just to really spell this out, we might do something like this. Take our 3 points. Then we're going to rotate each one. How does that return its value? Rotate point retains it.
Paul, sorry to bother you.
No, I can't just come out of the editor and spawn something.
Oh, no, we need auth permissions.
You must be joking. I auth both of you?
Yeah, but with both, I've left and uninstalled and reinstalled the game, and Puppies has had like 3 crashes.
Yeah. Okay, just give me a minute.
On a side note,
We're sort of on a time scale because apparently the boat that's unloading the fuel has run out of fuel, so the pumps will stop soon.
On a side note, am I buying this island because I'm here?
Well, Well, here's another nice mess you've gotten me into.
I can't auth you guys. You're already auth, apparently. Oh, you're on a different number now. One sec. Can't type.
Thanks.
Ivan, thank you for the bits. Wyland says don't buy yet, pups.
Yeah, I'll just sit here then.
Don't get too cold.
My little pump thing's got a heater on.
Okay, that's weird. I still can't get in the
We'll be doing a
workbench.
mission shortly, yeah. Why are they 4 and 5 when 1 and 2 doesn't exist? Because they joined and then left, so when they came back, it gave them a different number. Right, so a triangle, we could have a dot at the top, which would be 0 on the x-axis, and then let's say we want to make it, I don't know, 4 pixels high. And then when we want to go out on the x, we will go out, say, 3 pixels, and the y will be 0. And then we'll go minus 3 pixels, and the y will be 0. So we'll go like that. 3 pixels high. Be quite a small triangle. But we'll see what it looks like. It'll be like 4 pixels tall, 3 pixels high. Should be something like that, I think.
I'll be right back a second.
However, that will be sitting on top of the y-axis, so we might want to drag it down
This kebab has
2.
been
So if we
delivered.
bring that down 2, that down to -2, and that down to -2, just basically does that with it. And then it'll rotate around the center like that. Yeah, thinking about it, y is at the top. So, but we're defining a triangle in geometry space, and then we're going to rotate it around to draw it how we want, I think. So the degrees that we want to rotate it is our compass radian turn, which is this one. So we want to rotate it by that
Cool.
many. No.
You know how that this game's in early access.
You know how I'm in deep in trigonometric thought right now.
No, you. It's nothing major. It's just I left the game. I rejoined the game. When I rejoined the game, our boatload of jet fuel has been flung across the map and is destroyed indefinitely.
Cool.
So we've got 200,000-ish that owes us because the game is stupid.
I think Ivan summed it up nicely.
Yeah, sounds about right. I mean, there was no way of me knowing that I was still basically supposedly on the boat. I was on 4 other islands. I tried spawning in other different places, and it still didn't work. And yeah.
So the main question is,
the game.
who do we blame for this?
Well, I blame Whiteland because nothing happens like this when Whiteland's not here. And like basically the boat is halfway between the harbour island and where we sell the jet fuel, just ripped at the moment. So it's about 1 kilometre away from where it should be.
Well done.
Thank you, Commando Ron. So anyway, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to plump the numbers in straight away. So X1, Y1 centered around the monitor. Rotate point. What I don't know is the rotate point function returns a, what looks like an array. How do we access this array?
Is some part of your coding key on a push to talk? Because every so often we get little bursts of audio from you.
Who knows? It's Discord, who knows?
Right, okay. Like basically we get like an odd syllable every now and again, and it's like
X, Y equals rotate ... What do you mean, Captain Flint? I don't know how to access this return value. To assign the return to the list of the variables instead of one variable. Oh, interesting. So you basically say x1, y1 equals. So that would basically change it. Would take x1, y1, rotate it and pass it back and reassign it. Interesting. Like that. I've never coded in Lua before, Jace. And then we draw it, and we'll comment that out for now. And who knows what this will look like? Update. Save. Okay, you want me to restart the game with an extra how much money?
Well, if you're ready to do missions, then basically we had 20,000 liters of jet fuel left to sell. So it's jet fuel times 4. Yeah, so it's about 200 and something thousand. Yeah.
That's what we would have had before the game destroyed it.
Yeah.
Or why then just work the number out, mate? No errors detected. No errors detected, but when you run it, you get a blue screen. Makes sense, right? So now I sit here going, what's wrong with this? Yeah, runtime error. Right, well, all I can do is comment blocks of code out until I find the problem.
243,800.
Okay, hold that number for when I'm ready. Tick failure, it says. Which means there's something going wrong on the on tick, not on the on draw. That's what that means.
Yeah, pups, the fuel's gone.
Is that a good or bad thing?
The only thing I've changed recently is
Well,
this.
I rejoined the game and it flew the boat about a kilometre and a half.
Yay, GG.
Using screen outside the screen function, you can't do that. Oh, I see. Ugh. I'll have to put it down here instead.
Do you know how we paid interest on the balance that we borrowed? Can we, like, get a bonus initiative through the game being early access?
I'm sorry, when you signed up to early access, you knew exactly what you was getting into.
I don't remember reading that in the contract. Like,
Terms and conditions apply.
Just see you in store for details.
Any updates, as long as we give you a search bar.
Okay, I don't see anything on my screen
Wish is that they would
that could vaguely represent a triangle. I want a treat.
There's meant to be a triangle on that screen?
There was meant to be a triangle on the screen, yes.
So very much, wow. Wouldn't that tool thing that you were sent the other day help with this, rather than you having to keep spawning the helicopter in?
It doesn't have a compass. It doesn't have a compass sensor, so it kind of is tricky.
But wouldn't it at least get you to a point where you can see a triangle on the screen, and then you can code how the triangle behaves in the game?
Yeah, there's nothing there. Wait a second. I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. We are not offsetting for the center of the screen. I'm offsetting for the rotation. In fact, yeah, I know what the problem is. I'm being a muppet. That's the problem. So I shouldn't be
light bulb moment.
Shouldn't be offsetting this at all. Or what you should do is, there's two ways of fixing this. Either don't transform it here, or transform it here. Yeah? That's what you need to do. So instead of, I mean, I could write ridiculous numbers that you can't understand here, or you could just do this. And these numbers just work around 0, 0 coordinates, like here. And then you just offset it to the center of the screen, and then this will transform it back again. That's baby. That either makes sense, or you're like, what? If you're like, what? Don't worry. And we still have no triangle. Yay!
I was like, what, about 2 hours and 16 minutes ago?
How was your kebab?
Very good. How's yours?
I mean, it could just be that it's too
right,
small.
scumbag.
I need to make sure that this is actually drawing a triangle.
Them bribes out, mate.
Need to make sure that's actually drawing something.
I'm going to go and get Iron Beer.
You have a plus minus. Ein Beeren.
Well, I mean, that could only make this game better, right?
Okay, so that gives us a triangle that's pointing the wrong way. But that's correct, because I'm assuming the y coordinate's going up, and actually the y coordinate's going down in this game. So we need to flip that around. But you can see it's transparent.
It works!
It's getting there, man. It's getting there. So anyway, this triangle here,
212k what we lost.
which went up to and down to, needs to be inverted. That's the problem. And will it rotate the right way? Apparently not, Wyland. Because that should already be working. You willing to bet the heli won't start after all this? It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, you can invert y. Multiplied by -1. There you go. Is it me, or is that missing a pixel on the right? That's really weird. Why is that triangle
That's missing a pixel.
Why is that missing?
I have no
That's-
idea, but that's missing a pixel.
It's a weird rounding error. That's actually annoying. Wait a minute. When you fly around, does the map rotate on the screen or not? I can't remember. Doesn't, does it?
No.
No, we're not. It's not rotated yet, Wyland. See, when we rotate it, it seems to disappear. I really wish you could see values coming out of this thing.
I have returned.
With a beer.
Okay, this editor doesn't have an
With
undo
a
key, and I just deleted code. Or did I just insert? No, I deleted code. Control Z doesn't work. Literally, I dropped my pen, it landed on the space key and deleted 2 lines.
Someone clip it and see what was deleted.
How do you get out of this thing without saving? Wait, there's no way out of this editor without saving. You've got a done button, but nothing else.
That's dumb.
I'm pretty certain it said something like this. I think it said px equals px minus, and then py minus. I think it's that. Okay. I can confirm because I can copy pasta from some code. That's what it was. Because it's basically removing the transform. However, this is not right, what it's doing here.
So it said px equals px minus cx and py equals py minus cy.
I hate to tell you this, Amy, but he's already got it.
Well, I was doing the clip thing. I was concentrating.
Thanks. Oh dear. Thank you, many
next
many
time I
run
won't even
cross.
bother to help you.
So there. You don't want my help.
So there, I hope you spacebar the entire thing.
Wow!
Return x equals px, y equals
Sassy
py.
much.
Is this definitely how this works? Is this definitely how you get values back?
That's what I was going to ask you, Sammy. How much money did we lose?
I'd worked it out, but I'm wondering whether to tell Paul that we deserve an extra 10% bonus because the game's discovered.
I would say 25% bonus. We could compromise and go like 15.
Well, it's actually in the help how it works.
We'll ask El Squirrello, the democratic dictator.
Green to map.
I'm just parked outside this hangar in the Arctic.
Well,
It looks fine to me, Whiteland.
Would be left with
It gets the sine and cosine. It removes
How do I
the
know how much
coordinates,
money we got?
map.
rotates the
Yeah, we'll be
points
left with
around that
55k
axis,
until Paul adds the new stuff.
and then it adds the transform back on and then returns it.
It's always all about him, isn't it?
It returns a table. Yes, I know. Which is why I was saying, Whiteland, is this how you get the values back out? Because I put the values in, and is this how you get them back out again? I don't know.
Concentrating, there's us in the background.
James, thank you.
He's put our levels down, don't worry. He's not concentrating too much.
There's only one sine or cosine there. There should be some arctans. No, there shouldn't, Dave. No, you just multiply by sine and cosine. If you've got sine and cosine, you can draw a circle. Remove the brackets from the rotate point function. Are you sure, Whiteland? This is what came off the website?
Are you sure, Whiteland? Says the bloke that took him 12 attempts to get a fuel readout right.
It should be return px, py. Why is it coming back in an array then, Wyland? 107. End expected. Nope, doesn't like that, Wyland. It does not like that. Isn't that returning an array? You reckon it's like that? Let's see what happens. Try return x equals x, y equals y. Okay, that's interesting. That's like almost right. It's
Is that me or is that triangle at an angle now?
well.
That's almost sort of following. It is almost in line with the helicopter, but 180 out, isn't it?
I'm going to change it from a triangle, so it's just it's too ambiguous. That
So, I mean,
rotation
it's
seems to be
visible.
slightly off. The thing is, I think when you convert from degrees to radians, it's supposed to return you with a negative number as well. Whereas we're only multiplying it by pi over 2. We're never going to get a negative number. I'll fix that in a second. Let's change what it draws first. We don't want to draw a triangle. I think what we'll do is we'll draw... I'll leave that. We'll draw the triangle a bit more pointy. That would make sense. T-Rex, thank you for 17 months. So instead of 0 minus 2... I don't know if it's 180 off. It feels like it's something like... I might use math.red actually, Wyland. I think that's probably a safer bet. Okay. Yeah, if it was pointing that way, it would look fine. Let's try using math.red instead. Why is it 180 degrees off? We're giving it a value of 131. Is it because we've inverted the y and x axis on the triangle? Maybe the triangle was the right way in the first place? I'll take it for a spin when we get it pointing in the right direction to start with. That's what we're going to do. There you go. It's all right. we're almost mission ready.
Statement, question, or answer?
Well, I'm just going to chuck some fuel in there and try it. Look at that. And the best thing is, this version doesn't drain your battery.
Lol. Can you see the hose?
Uh,
No, it's glitched underneath.
negative.
Ghost Rider, the pattern is full.
Also,
Large
if you look
winch
at the-
deprecated.
Yeah, I don't know why it keeps saying that.
Because that's Jack's previous environment build, isn't it?
This is Jack's mod.
Oh yeah.
I saw the connector then.
If
Did
you
you?
grab it and then pull winches out, it should come above ground again.
Wait, who saw it?
Can you winch out?
I don't know what you're doing on the floor, but it looks a bit weird. There you go, you got it.
There you go, fixed it.
Is it ready for the workshop? You must be joking. Just do enough to fly outside and have a spin round. Should do it. See if this little triangle of goodness works.
Oh, as if Whiteland's jumped in the co-pilot seat.
He wants to see the triangle. He wants to play with the zoom keys. Holy smoke, what just happened? Did you fill it with liquid nitrogen or something? I can't get out the burning wreckage.
I'm not laughing.
Whiteland, press the F key.
As if. Oh no, and you're gonna have to reload the game, I think.
Thank you, Ivan.
The pump is wrecked.
Well, I was going to reload anyway to fix... Yeah, that's wrecked. So what actually happened? Because I started moving forward and then we teleported to the wall and blew up.
Full, there is no logic.
Stimpy, I'm doing all right, thank you. I definitely broke something, Ivan.
If we're gonna reload the game, can we add the money we're missing as well?
Yeah, that's why I'm going to do it.
I think I broke something.
Whiteland was in the co-pilot seat, I'd blame him.
I don't think he could cause that. I'm guessing it's something to do with the built-up desync that we've had.
And probably something to do with the fact that Puppies is like a 10,000, 100 miles away.
Whoa! Don't blame me.
No, I'm just saying that the desync is going to be over that area, isn't it?
I drove all that way from the train depot because we was gonna buy it, and then I got told not to buy it, so I just sat there flashing my yellow lights.
Right, so as far as I'm aware, we were owed roughly 243,800. That's minus the glitch with the boat and the glitch with the helicopter. So I feel like you just put a 1 at the front of it and call it even.
I say you add 6 billion to our account and then call it even.
Right, so those numbers again so I can put them into a calculator.
So it's meant to be The money that we're definitely owed is 243,800.
Okay.
And then the democratic dictatorship of yourself can decide how much extra money we should get for the game being in early access.
6 billion. Whiteland, you don't get a say in this.
I'm with Whiteland. We're not getting bonuses.
I wasn't the one that brought up the bonuses in the first place. Just putting that out there.
Well, it's just getting something back from the scumbag bank that charged us 10%. I mean, 10%.
Hey, we was desperate, was we not?
Oh, we were desperate.
Yeah. So the bank just basically went, "You're desperate for money. Yeah, you can have it for 10%," because we had no assets to put it against.
Well, only stuff that the game had broke.
Walnut cake. Okay, I'm in.
Someone's eating cake.
Walnut cake. It's a pre-birthday cake.
A pre-birthday cake.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you get a birthday cake. I knew that was going to happen.
Knew what was going to happen.
Pump still rip.
Why is it still rip?
So for me and Whiteland, there's more rip damage, but if you look at the dial on your screen, it's still ripped.
Yeah. Well, that's not good.
I think you have to close the game completely and relaunch it.
Okay. I'll do that.
If not, then I don't know. It's just another bug in the game.
I'm not really doing a special birthday stream, just doing a birthday stream. Just my normal stream. Is there also a post-birthday?
Plant seed, right, Paul?
Yeah. If they think I've got a concentration face, wait till they see me play Siege.
Oh, that would be funny. Not so much casual, but if it was unranked or ranked.
Still
then-
broken.
Well, I would say that this location is ripped until further notice then.
Only way to fix that is load the save from the start of the day.
Well, it wouldn't change anything. The only thing that it would change is that Pups wouldn't be where he is, but I don't think that's too much of an issue personally.
I say that is an issue.
Well, we could fly up there, Pups. We could take the plane for a flight.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd say reload it with the new balance.
Okay. I think it's because that item's not a stock item, it's a mod.
Yeah.
So it's treating it as a custom vehicle and saying, well, it was broken before, it's broken now.
Yeah, and it's probably because that winch isn't in the workshop anymore. You know, in the inventory items. So it's like really not ripped or really completely ripped.
Well, a couple of us, me and someone, could go up in the Blackbird and buy the island.
Do you fancy it?
Well, it'll only take us 10 minutes to buy the island then.
I mean, I'm up for that, but we have got to fuel the thing, don't forget.
Got what?
I mean, I just teleported to the train station we owed and then spawned my pump truck and drove down.
Yeah, that's true. We own a thing up there anyway, don't we?
Yeah, that's what I used to get there in the first place. I just used my pump truck.
Depends if you want to show the stream the Blackbird or not.
Do we have enough Jet A?
I don't know.
Well, Harrison or...
Wait, what? How can this be? Wait a second.
Have you not loaded the right
I've
save?
got a feeling I loaded the wrong one in Sumo.
Lol.
Shh.
See, concentration face, right?
Mistakes were made. I was eating cake.
So really what you're saying, Paul, is it's Mr. Squirrel's fault.
How much fuel is it going to burn to get up there? That's a lot of Jet A to get that thing up there, isn't it?
Yep.
I think the capacity is like 15,000, and then if we go flat out, we'll burn probably 12,000 of that.
Well, we'd have to go flat out because everybody would be like, punch it, Cherry.
Yeah, but you're the democratic dictator. You can ease the throttle back. If you don't want to use the afterburners, you haven't got to use the afterburners.
Yeah, but also, how many seats does that thing have?
2.
Just 2.